Hello and welcome to the Renaissance English History Podcast, Tudor Minute, your weekly dose of all things related to medieval and Renaissance England. So today I want to kind of talk about rebellions. I've been doing a couple of episodes on Tudor rebellions. Some noise out there. I did 3. So if you haven't listened to them, if you want more information in depth on Tudor rebellions, I'll stick a link up there. I hope that works out. So I want to tell you today, I want to talk to you about a rebellion that really worked and a rebellion that totally didn't and completely backfired. And it was actually a series of rebellions. So one that really worked was when Mary Tudor wanted to marry Philip of Spain. And there was a really kind of anti-Spanish feeling in England at the time. There was a lot of xenophobia, a lot of fear of the Spanish, and a lot of fear that if Mary married Philip and he became king, then suddenly all of their descendants would be Spanish. The next king of England would actually be a Spaniard, and you couldn't have that. So, and they had a rebellion, and one of the successes of the rebellion was that when Mary married Philip, he was not actually crowned king. He was her consort. He was Mary's consort. So it was the first time that a woman ruled in her own right without the king kind of being in charge. And so so he was basically her consort, which is kind of pretty cool from a feminist standpoint. Then a series of rebellions that totally did not work was when the Catholics were rebelling against all the changes and the Protestant Reformation. And the reason why it didn't work, and I'm particularly talking about the rebellion of the Northern Earls here, which was when a bunch of earls, a bunch of nobility in the north, wanted to ensure that Mary Queen of Scots was named as Elizabeth's heir. This was when Elizabeth was being quite cagey, which she was always quite cagey about her heir, but they wanted to make sure that Mary Queen of Scots was officially named as her heir, and they wound up making it all the way into, I think it was at Durham Cathedral they heard Mass. I think it was at Durham Cathedral. If it's not, I'll put a note there. I think it was. Anyway, they heard a Catholic Mass, and they had a lot of success early on, but then Elizabeth completely cracked down, and of course they didn't succeed at getting their desired result, which was Elizabeth naming Mary Queen of Scots. Like totally obsessed with my part in my bangs. Always obsessed with my hair when I do these. Anyway, okay, so it didn't work. Mary Queen of Scots was not named Elizabeth's heir, and in fact what happened was that there was even more of a crackdown against the Catholics. And so whereas before you could still kind of practice your faith in private if you were Catholic, suddenly every Catholic in England came under suspicion. And it was suddenly, it was illegal to be a priest, it was illegal to house a priest, it was, you had to go to your church or you were fined completely, really steep, heavy fines. It was pretty much basically illegal to be Catholic. And this was largely because of the rebellion. Suddenly, Catholics were seen as suspect, that their loyalty to Elizabeth was suspect. How could you be both loyal to the Pope and to Elizabeth? And so the Northern Earls really did not work. So there you go. There's a rebellion that did work, which was Philip was not crowned king when he married Mary Tudor, and a rebellion that completely failed. Utterly, totally. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. To learn more about the Renaissance English History Podcast, just made myself dizzy, you can go to http://www.englandcast.com. And I've also put those episodes on rebellions here on YouTube, and I'll put links to them if I haven't already. Thanks so much for listening, for watching, and I will be talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.